Okay, so our subject will be therapeutic modalities. Okay, so I will be first discussing the course syllabus. Okay, so but first, ito po yung ating rules and reminders. Okay, so kilala naman ako ng karamihan at nahawakan ko na kayo last semester. So you are very familiar with the way I teach, with my mechanics with respect to grading system. Okay? So attendance will be checked strictly. So pure online lang tayo. So I expect na walang estudyante na makakakuha ng at least 3 absences towards the entire semester. Kasi online na lang ito eh. Okay? So your grades will be dependent upon your attendance, quizzes, recitations, compliance, and major examinations. Okay? So I am more favoring those students who will be having a complete attendance. Okay, kahit na mababa yung major examinations mo, basta meron kang recitation and marami or rather wala kang absent. Okay, so binibigyan ko ng malaking considerations 'yon. Okay? Always be ready for an announced recitation every meeting. Okay? So, um, kasi ang klase natin magfo-fall ng Thursday. Okay? And marami akong court hearing pagka Thursday. Okay? So, I will make a video lecture, no? And then I will play it, no? I will play it virtually. And then ang mga mayors nyo will monitor the attendance or will check the attendance. Okay? So, pag natapos na yung video lecture, okay, and meron pa tayong time, ayan, I will call any one of you, okay, tatanungin natin no kung with respect to the uh, topic no for that particular day. Okay, and it will serve as your recitation. Okay? And quizzes, yan. So online I will make your quiz no and papasagutan ko rin sa inyo through G forms no parang mga ganun na gagawa ako ng quizzes via um, online na platform. Okay? And there will be an end-term compliance. Yung end-term compliance na ito, guys, ito yung compilations ng inyong handwritten notes. So, I am obliging you to have a handwritten notes. Every meeting, kailangan meron kayong note-taking. Okay? And then, you will print all the hard copies, okay, of the handouts which I will be providing you. No, katulad ng last sem, lahat ng topic isinesend ko sa inyo, binibigay ko sa inyo, and ang gagawin nyo is to print it out. Okay? So, it is not for me, hindi para sa akin yan, but it is for you, no? In preparation for your board exam. Okay? Kasi kapag wala na nga tayong libro, tapos wala pa kayong hard copy ng mga handouts, di ba? Hindi para sa akin 'yan, no? Para sa inyo 'yan. Okay? Ipe-prepare niyo 'yan for your board exam. Magiging reference niyo 'yan, no? Magiging reviewer niyo. Okay? Kasi okay lang naman kasi kung meron kayong soft copy. Kaso ang problema niyan, mahirap itong i-retain hanggang sa magte-take na kayo ng ng review para sa inyong board exam. So, I much prepared that you will print the handouts that I will be giving to you. Okay? So, yan. Ilalagay yan sa folder katulad ng last semester no, sa ating subject na technical report writing and yung dispute resolution. Okay, ganun ang gagawin, ganun ang ipe-prepare nyo. Okay? Iipunin nyo lahat ng notes na ibibigay ko. Okay? And then you will print it out. Okay. Then I am also requiring you to make a 100 and 200 questions with answer. Okay? Multiple choice yan, guys. No? Pero mahaba-haba naman ang preparation yan. Okay? Hanggang end pa ng semester yan. Okay? So, doon nyo isasama nyo yan doon sa end term compliance, yung folder. Okay? So, I will also be checking those. Okay? So, let's proceed with the syllabus proper. Okay? So, meron tayong hanggang 10 parts. Okay? Part 1 to 10. Okay? Part 1, we will be discussing the laws on human rights. Okay? So, when we speak of human rights, this is the inherent rights of a human being. Okay? Sir, bakit natin kailangan pag-aralan yung human rights? Bakit kailangan natin i-discuss yung civil rights, political rights, cultural rights, and collective rights? Kasi guys, kahit na yung tao na nakakulong, di ba, yung mga person deprived of liberty natin, and nasa kulungan, they are only deprived of what? Liberty. No? Ang nakuha lang sila, ang tinanggal lang sa kanila is yung right to liberty. Okay? Bakit tinanggalan sila ng right to liberty? Kasi nga, gumawa sila ng krimen, nahuli, at napatunayan na guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Okay? Yun lang ang kanilang, yun lang yung karapatan na nawala sa kanila. Okay? And when we speak of a right to liberty, it is the right to be free from any unwanted or unwarranted intrusion on one's private activities. Okay? Liberty, ibig sabihin yung, sa madaling salita, yung kalayaan ng isang tao na makagalaw. Okay? Makagalaw sa kanilang mga environment. Ito, since nahuli ka at inilagay ka sa kulungan, and then, limitado ngayon ang iyong movement. Okay? So, yun lang yung nawala sa isang tao, yung right to liberty. Kaya nga siya tinawag na person deprived of liberty. Kasi tinanggalan siya ng right to liberty. Okay? Pero, yung other rights of a human being, still, nasa kanila pa rin. And ito yung dapat, okay? Ito yung dapat i-observe at i-respeto ng ating mga jail officers and correction officers. Okay? Yan. So, kailangan nating pag-aralan yan. Okay? Kasi, kahit yung mga tao na nakakulong, still, they have or continues ang kanilang rights, okay, or yung kanilang human rights. Okay? So kailangan alamin natin. Okay? Yan yung relationship ng human rights with respect to therapeutic modalities. Okay? So part 2, we will be discussing the difference between treatment and punishment. Okay? Punishment. So, in the course of this chapter, okay, i-discuss natin yung nature and trends of punishment. Okay? Kasi dati guys, during the ancient times, na pag sinabi nating punishment, okay, kung ano yung ginawa mong krimen, okay, yung punishment nun is harsh. Okay? Related doon sa ginawa mong krimen. Okay? Kasi 'di ba, dati wala pa tayong mga penal laws eh. Wala pang mga batas. Okay? So, meron po tayong harsh punishment during that time. No, harsh punishment. Ibig sabihin ng harsh, okay, medyo sobra or excessive or marahas na punishment. Okay? Dito nga papasok yung Latin maxim na lex talionis. Okay? Pag sinabi nating lex talionis, ito yung an eye for an eye, an eye for an eye, okay, and a tooth for a tooth. Okay? So, kung nagnakaw ka at nahuli at napatunayan na ikaw ang nagnakaw, puputulan ka ng kamay. Okay? Yan yung lex talionis. Ikaw ay nakapatay. Ang penalty po niyan, ang punishment po niyan, okay, ang parusa po is kailangan patayin din ikaw. Okay, tatanggalan ka rin ng buhay. Okay? So that's how punishment during the ancient times. Okay, hanggang sa nagkaroon nga tayo ng modifications and justifications on punishment. Okay, hanggang nagkaroon tayo ng mga batas, okay, na hindi ka pwedeng magpataw ng sobrang punishment. Okay? Ayan, so nature and trends of punishment. So what are the forms of punishment, di ba? Justification of punishment, limitations of punishment, and exceptions of punishment. Okay? Yan. So, ito naman yung justifications, limitations, and exemptions. Okay? Nakagawa ng krimen ng isang tao. Okay? Pero, yung punishment na ibibigay sa kanila is being justified. Okay? And that the person who done a crime, no, nakagawa ng krimen, may mga instances na they are being exempted from punishment. Okay? Diyan na papasok yung yung jemaa, 'di ba? Ano ba yung jemaa natin? We have justifying, okay, 'di ba? Exempting circumstances, mitigating circumstances, we have aggravating circumstances, and we have alternative circumstances. Okay? So, justified and exempting and mitigating. Dito po tayo, okay, magbabase. Okay? And also aggravating. Okay? Now, pagka-justifying circumstances, okay, walang criminal liability eh. Di ba? And wala ring civil liability. No? Justified nga eh. Ibig sabihin, gumawa ka ng krimen pero may justifications. Okay? So, kahit nasabihin mong may punishment yan, okay? But because of the presence of justifying circumstances, hindi pwedeng ipataw sa'yo yung punishment na yon. Justified. Okay? Example, self-defense, defense of relatives, di ba? Defense of strangers, ayan, reasonable necessity of the means to prevent it. Okay? So, yan yung mga justifying circumstances. Next is exempting circumstances. Okay? So, dito, walang criminal liability, pero may civil liability. Okay? With the exceptions on insane and imbecile person. Okay? So, kapag nakagawa ng krimen is insane or imbecile, there is no criminal liability. Okay? But, merong civil liability. Sino ang mag-shoulder ng civil liability? Okay? Yung kanilang mga parents. Okay? Yung kanilang mga heirs. Okay? Now, mitigating. Ang mitigating circumstance, okay, ito yung mga circumstances kung saan, pag present itong mga circumstances na ito, merong pong lowering of the punishment. Bababa po ang punishment. Okay? Aggravating naman, kabaligtaran ng mitigating, kapag present itong aggravating circumstances sa isang crime, it tends to what? It tends to increase the punishment. Okay? Alternative naman, it is partly mitigating and aggravating. Okay? Kasi meron tayo dito na sa alternative. Yung degree of education. Degree of education. Kapag mababa ang degree of education, nakagawa ng krimen, it has the tendency of what? Mitigating circumstance. Okay? Pero kapag merong higher degree of education, ang isang tao na gumawa ng krimen, okay, then it has the tendency of, okay, having an aggravating penalty. Okay? So, kapag mababa pinag-aralan, nakagawa ng krimen, may mitigating circumstance yun. Okay? Mababa ang penalty. Kapag higher degree of education, gumawa ng krimen, merong aggravating circumstance. Okay? Ibig sabihin, it tends to increase the penalty. Okay? As well as intoxication. Intoxication. Okay? Kapag ang tao gumawa ng krimen, okay, at yung level, yung intoxication niya, okay, is planado, di ba? Planado yung kanyang intoxication. Okay? Uminom muna ng alak bago gawin yung krimen, no? So it has a tendency of an aggravating circumstance. Pero kung habitual, okay, habitual ang intoxication, no? Habitual, ibig sabihin lasinggero ka lang talaga, di ba? Kasama na sa sistema mo yung pag-inom ng alak. Okay? Nakagawa ka ng krimen. Okay? It has the tendency of what? Mitigating circumstance. Okay? Okay? Ulitin ko habitual, mitigating yan, ang intoxication. Pagka intentional naman ang intoxication, aggravating circumstance. Okay? So yan yung mga yung justification, limitations, and exemptions on punishment. Then after that, guys, now after the part 1 and part 2, we will be having your first quiz. Okay? Part 3 naman, okay, ito yung mga governmental programs for the victims. Diba? We have the Witness Protection, Security and Benefits Program, Victims Compensation Program, and RA 10368. Okay? And part 4, ito na yung different therapeutic or treatment modalities. Okay? So, we will be discussing, ito, dito iikot yung the rest of the chapters ng ating subject. 4 aspects of therapeutic modalities. Okay. Ano ba yung mga 4 aspects na yan, di ba? We have the behavioral management, emotional and psychological, intellectual and spiritual, and vocational and survival skills. Now, yan yung 4 na aspect ng therapeutic modalities. Okay? And then, we will also be discussing the Nelson Mandela effects. Okay? And then, after that, okay, yung quiz number 2. Okay. Part 5 naman, the Victims Preparation and Emotional Recovery Program. Okay? So, the purpose of preparation and the recognized forms of reparation. No? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng reparation, sir? From the word itself, reparation, repair. Okay? So, babayaran, okay, kung ano yung na-damage doon sa victim. Okay? Yan, yung victims reparation and emotional recovery program. Okay, then part 6, we will be having your behavioral management, no? What are the principles and approaches, objectives, no? Ano ba yung layunin ng behavioral management and manner of behaving or managing behaviors. Okay? Part 7 naman, emotional and psychological. Okay, part 9, intellectual and spiritual. And part 10, vocational and survival skills. Okay? So, yan yung aspects, okay, of therapeutic modalities. Okay? Yan, quiz number 4. Okay. Now, punta tayo doon sa ating lecture proper. Okay? Unahin muna natin yung, ayan, laws on human rights. Okay? But before we dig deeper to our discussion, okay, so let us first have a short review, okay, of your criminal justice system. Okay? Tignan natin, asan ba yung lugar ng correctional administration? Asan ba tong therapeutic modalities? Paano ba nagkaroon ng therapeutic modalities? Okay? So, ano-ano ba yung mga pillars of criminal justice system? Okay. So, but first, okay, ito yung tanong. What is the event, no? What is the event, okay? What is the event, okay, that will lead to the commencement of the operation, okay, of the criminal justice system? Ano daw yung pangyayari na dapat mo na maganap, okay, bago magsimula? Okay, yan, commencement, ibig sabihin, magsimula. Ang alin? Ang operation ng criminal justice system. Okay? So, what will be the answer? Okay, ito, kilala nyo naman ako magbigay ng quiz or ng mga major exam, di ba? Kadalasan, wala doon sa mga binibigay ko sa inyo na notes. Okay? Kadalasan, lahat ng pinapa-take down notes ko, doon ako kumukuha ng tanong sa mga major examinations. Okay, so ito. What is the event that will lead to the commencement of the operation of the criminal justice system? So, ang answer to this is what? Okay, answer, ayan, commission of the crime. Diba? Kailangan may mangyari munang krimen bago mag-operate, okay, mag-start ang operation ng criminal justice system. Okay? Yung operation of the criminal justice system, ito yung pillars of criminal justice system. Okay, syempre kapag may krimen na nangyari, papasok dito si first pillar. Ano yung first pillar natin? Law enforcement. Take note, guys, wag na wag kayong sasagot na ang first pillar is the police. Maliwanag? Hindi po police ang first pillar. Kasi maraming estudyante nagkakamali. Okay, pag tinanong sila, sino ang initiator of action ng criminal justice system? Ano ang first pillar ng criminal justice system? They are always answering police. Okay? Where in fact, it is not only the police, okay, ang nag-enforce ng law, but all other law enforcement agencies. Okay? So, ang first pillar is law enforcement. Kasama na dyan ang PNP, NBI, di ba? Coast Guards, LTO, di ba? At sino pa ba ang nag-implement ng enforce ng law? The PDEA, di ba? The Dangerous Drug Boards. Okay. So, and the Coast Guard, Navy, okay? Lahat yan, may mga authority to enforce the law. Okay? So, ang law enforcement, tandaan nyo, ito ang, okay, law enforcement, Ito yung initiator of action. Initiator of action. Kasi pag may nangyaring krimen, they are the one who respond. 'Di ba? May krimen. Okay? So, anong gagawin nila? Aarestuhin nila. Okay? They will effect the arrest. 'Di ba? They will effect the arrest of an individual. Now, question guys. Ano ang tawag natin doon sa tao na nahuli ng mga law enforcement agencies natin? 'Di ba? Inaresto sila. Okay? Iimbestigahan pa lang. Ano ang tawag natin sa kanila? They are called suspects. Okay? Suspect or suspects. Okay? Di ba sabi ko naman sa inyo, ang suspect, okay, ay tinatawag ngayon na person under police custody. Okay? Ayan. Person under police custody. Okay? Ayan. Bakit sila person under police custody? Kasi under pa sila ng custodial or rather under pa sila ng custody ng mga law enforcement. Iniimbestigahan pa lang sila. Okay? So ngayon, kapag naimbestigahan na, nagawa na yung case folder, diyan na papasok yung second pillar. Kailangan nilang isampa ito sa prosecution pillar. Okay? Ang prosecution, ang tinatawag, no? Kasi kung ang law enforcement initiator of action, ang prosecution naman po, sila ang gateway. Okay? Gateway of the criminal justice system. Bakit sila tinawag na gateway? Kasi kapag isinampa yung kaso sa kanila, okay, nasa kanila kung isasampa pa sa korte, magpapatuloy pa yung kaso, or doon pa lang sa level ng prosecution, i-stop na natin yung criminal justice system, yung operations ng criminal justice system. No, kaya siya tinawag na gateway. Okay? Now, suspect ang tawag or person under custody ang tawag sa mga tao na under law enforcement pillar upon arrest. Pag isinampa na yung kaso sa prosecutor, now, they are called what? Respondent. Okay? Are we clear to that, ha? Okay? Yung nomenclatures ng tao, okay, I will also be asking that in your quiz or major examinations. Okay? Ngayon, kapag kayong tao na huli without warrant, ano nga uli yung ikakandak ni prosecution? Okay, inquest proceeding. Kapag kayong tao ay nahuli without warrant. Okay? Without warrant. Okay? Pero kung yung tao nakagawa ng krimen, pero at large, okay, magkakandak si prosecution ng preliminary investigation. Ito naman kapag at large yung tao. Okay? At large. Okay? Pero take note, by virtue of the amendment, no, ng rules on criminal procedure last September or October 2024, okay, mandatory na pong ikandak ang preliminary investigation. Okay? Mandatory if the penalty of the offense charge is what? At least 6 years and 1 day. Okay? So, kahit na nahuli siya without warrant of arrest, kung ang penalty naman ng crime na isasampa mo sa kanya ay at least 6 years and 1 day, mandatory po ang conduct ng preliminary investigation. Okay? And again, ano yung degree of proof na hinahanap ni prosecution para isampa niya yung information sa korte? No? Degree of proof. Okay? Or yung way Okay, weight of evidence. Okay, ito last semester, halos maputol na yung ugat ko sa leeg. Okay, kakapaulit dito sa degree of proof or yung weight of evidence na kinakailangan. Okay? Para ang tawag dito, para ma-memorize nyo. Okay? Hindi na po probable cause. Okay? Kundi, what? Prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Yan na po yung bago, okay, under the latest amendment on the rules on criminal procedure. Okay? So ngayon, pag nakitaan ni prosecution na ng prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction, isasampa niya ngayon ang kaso sa korte. Okay? So, ang court ang tinatawag na centerpiece. Okay, centerpiece of the criminal justice system. Bakit siya tinawag na centerpiece? Aside from being at the center of the pillars ng criminal justice system. Okay? Kasi nasa kanya po ang pinaka-importanteng role. Okay? Kasi it will be his or her discretion, okay, para mahatulan or bigyan ng sentensya, okay, yung isang individual. Okay? Ano ang tawag sa mga respondent na isinampa na yung kaso sa korte? They are now called accused. Okay? Or they are now called as what? Persons deprived of liberty. Okay? Mga PDL. Persons deprived of liberty. Yan na yung tawag. Okay? Now, sa korte, dalawa lang naman yung gagawin niya eh. Di ba? Or dalawa lang naman yung judgment niya. Okay? Pwedeng judgment of conviction and judgment of acquittal. Okay? Conviction and acquittal. Tandaan nyo, parehong ginagamit ito sa tao, sa akusado. Okay? Ang acquittal, okay, pertains to the accused. Okay? Kapag dismiss naman, kaso naman yon, case. Okay? Dismiss case, acquitted accused. Okay? Acquittal of the accused. Huwag niyong pagbabalik ta rin. Okay? Kasi may mga estudyante and even law enforcers, guys, alam nyo na pinagbabaliktad nila yung mga terminologies niyan. Okay? Katulad ng ay acquitted na yung kaso. Ay dismiss na yung accused sa kaso na yan. Mali, baliktad. Okay? Dismiss yung kaso, acquitted yung akusado. Okay? So, yan. Si court. Okay? Kapag mayroong judgment of conviction, ano yung next na pillars natin? Dito na papasok yung ating correction pillar. Okay? Corrections pillar. Okay? Ang corrections pillar daw, according to some of the experts, according to others, guys, ang corrections pillar daw, sila daw yung tinatawag na weakest link in the criminal justice system. Bakit sila tinawag na weakest link? Okay? Kasi hindi na po-provide or hindi na o-obtain yung objective ng corrections. Okay? Ano ba yung objectives ng corrections? Okay, objectives. Okay? Ang objectives is to reform and rehabilitate. Okay? Reformation and rehabilitation of the convicted person. Okay? Ayan. Kasi according to some and based also on my experience, okay, alam nyo kapag ka may mga tao na kinukulong tapos na-convict na, okay, mas lalong lumalaki yung network or yung connections nila. Okay, kapag ka nakapasok sila sa loob. Okay, that is true guys kasi may mga nahuhuli kami, okay, na mga drug pushers na small time lang pag nung nahuli. Okay? Maliitan lang yung pagbebenta niya. Pero nung nakapasok sa loob, nakakilala siya ng napakaraming malalaki na tulak na kahit na nasa loob ng kulungan they are still manages no uh, to sell drugs outside, no? Okay, paano nangyari yun, sir? Okay, may mga kabayo, no, or runner kung tinatawag. May contact sila, nakakagamit sila ng cellphone sa loob. May contact sila sa labas. Okay? Kaya ang tendency niyan, okay, nakatuloy pa rin yung illegal drug activity even though the accused is already inside the facilities, no, or sa jail or prisons. No, kaya sila tinawag na weakest link. Okay? So, reformation and rehabilitation. Okay, so when we speak of reformation, guys, no, ang reformation, ito yung ibabalik sa'yo kung ano yung nawala sa'yo na behavior, spiritual aspects of your of you, di ba? And ano pa ba, behavior, spiritual, and psychological aspects. Okay? Ibabalik yung normal. Okay? Ibabalik dito yung normal na pag-iisip mo na spiritual belief as well as yung psychological aspect. No? So, yun yung reformation and rehabilitation. Okay? During the old curriculum, guys, no? Yung lumang curriculum ng criminology, dalawa lang ang correction. Okay, ang uri ng corrections, we have the so-called institutional corrections and we have the non-institutional corrections. Okay? Institutional and non-institutional corrections. Okay? Ano ang difference nila? Pag sinabing institutional, 'di ba? Nasa loob ng facilities. Okay? It may either be jail or prison. Okay? They are being rehabilitated and reformed inside, okay, a correctional facilities. Okay? So, ano yan? Institutional correction. Okay? Reformation. Okay? And rehabilitation. Okay? Inside. Okay? Inside jail or prison. Ibig sabihin, nire-reform ka, nire-rehabilitate ka sa loob ng kulungan. Yan yung institutional corrections. Okay? Now, sino ba ang nag-handle ng institutional corrections? Okay? 'Di ba meron tayong tinatawag na jail and prison. Okay? So what are the difference? Or what are the set of differences between the two? Pag sinabi nating jail, okay, kadalasan dyan, ang mga inilalagay dyan na mga inmates, okay, ay what? Ay may mga sentensyang less than, okay, 3 years of imprisonment. Less than 3 years. Sa prison naman po, more than 3 years of imprisonment. Okay? More than 3 years of imprisonment. Okay? Next, ano pa mong differences nila? Etong mga nasa jail, take note pala guys ha, Dati inmate ang tawag, di ba? Pag nandito ka sa jail or prison, di ba? Inmates. Pero ngayon guys, hindi na inmates ha. Ano na siya? Ito, person deprived of liberty ng mga PDL. Okay. Sa jail, those who are waiting final judgment. Naghihintay pa sila ng final judgment. Okay? So, sa prison naman, okay, those who are serving their sentences. Okay? So, sa jail, waiting pa eh. Waiting pa sa final judgment or yung sentence of the court. Dito sinaserve na. Ibig sabihin, convicted na. May judgment of conviction na. Okay? Sa jail, sino ang nagmamanage? Okay? Sino ang nagmamanage ng jail? Andyan yung BJMP. Bureau of Jail Management and Penology under the Department of Interior and Local Government. Okay? Yan yung jail. Sa mga prisons naman, okay, they are being managed by Bureau of Corrections under Department of Justice. Okay? Under Department of Justice. Okay? Sa BJMP, 'di ba, andyan yung mga city and municipal jail, 'di ba? City and municipal jail. Okay, city jail, municipal jail. Dito naman sa Bucor, okay, andyan naman yung mga different penal farm. Okay, prison and penal farm. Okay? So, ano-ano ba yung mga penal farms, okay, ng Pilipinas? Okay, under the Bucor, okay, under the Bucor, so, may mga ano yan, no? May mga 7 penal institutions or penal farm. Okay, what are the 7 penal farms? Okay, 7 penal farms. Since convicted ka na, okay, ipapasok ka na rito sa mga kulungan na ito. Okay, so we have the San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm. Okay, andyan ang Iwahig. Okay, Iwahig Prison and Penal Farm. Okay, San Ramon, Iwahig, we have the Davao Prison and Penal Farm. Okay, we also have Correctional Institution. Okay, Correctional Institution for Women's. Okay, and we have New Bilibid Prisons. New Bilibid Prisons. Okay, and then we have Leyte Regional Prisons. Okay. Ayan. Ano pa ba kulang natin? Yan, Sablayan. Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm. Okay. Yan po yung 7 penal farms under the Bucor. Okay. Ayan. So, yan yung pinagkaiba ng jail and prison. Okay? So, are we clear? Yan po yung sa ating institutional corrections. Okay? Institutional corrections. Okay. Dito naman tayo sa non-institutional corrections. Okay? Ang non-institutional corrections, guys, it is the corrections, okay? Corrections made outside the jail or prison. Okay, outside jail or prison. Okay? Ano ba mga example ng non-institutional correction? Yung tipong i-rehabilitate and i-reform ka even you are outside the jail or prison. Di ba? Diyan na papasok yung mga probation, parole, di ba? Pardons, amnesty, no, lalo na kapag mga political offenders. Okay? So, probation, parole, pardons, amnesty, andyan yung reprieve, diba? Mga commutation of sentence, commutations of sentence, diba? Yan, probation, parole, pardons, amnesty, reprieve, commutation of sentence. Okay? So, yan yung mga examples guys ng non-institutional correction. Okay? Since ang mga non-institutional corrections na ito is being applied. Okay? Kapag ang tao applicated, ano yan eh, ina-apply sa korte to eh. No? These are being applied in court. Hihingi sila ng permiso sa korte. Diba? So, it is applied in court. So, ang tawag natin doon sa mga or other persons deprived of liberty na sumasa ilalim sa mga non-institutional corrections, tinatawag natin itong mga clients. Okay? Maliwanag? Clients. From PDL to clients. Okay? So, balikan natin itong itong institutional. Okay? Ang institutional corrections, okay, ang purpose nila or ang functions nila, okay, ang functions nila ay what? Safekeeping of person deprived of liberty and development of PDL. Okay? Since nasa loob sila ng kulungan, nire-rehabilitate sila. No, development of person deprived of liberty. Safekeeping, doon ka muna sa loob ng kulungan. Okay? Dito sa non-institutional corrections, okay, wala nang kulong eh, di ba? Nasa labas ka na. Okay, so, tinatawag sila na clients. Okay, now, okay, BJMP and Bucor. Okay, di ba? Meron silang development of PDL eh. Ganon din dito sa sa non-institutional correction. May development of person deprived of liberty. Okay? Old curriculum 'yan, di ba? Old curriculum. Pero under RA 11131, okay, new curriculum, okay, yung rehabilitation of the individual, okay, the rehabilitation of the person deprived of liberty, okay, as well as the clients, okay, yung rehabilitation po is being transferred in what? Therapeutic modalities. Okay? Therapeutic modalities. Okay, kaya nga ngayon meron na tayong tatlo na correctional administration. Okay, institutional, non-institutional, and therapeutic modalities. Okay? So pag sinabing therapeutic guys, no? Therapeutic. So meron pong treatment na ginagawa. Okay? Meron pong cure. Okay? Ginagamot po no yung isang tao. Okay? Ano naman yung tinatawag na treatment? Ano ba yung ginagamot dito? Walang sakit walang illness na ginagamot dito. Kundi, okay, kasi ang tao na gumawa ng krimen, di ba? There is something wrong with with the normalcy of their behavior. Okay? Yung kanilang spiritual as beliefs and their psychological aspects. Okay? Merong mali, no? Away from the normal. Hindi normal yung kanilang behavior. Okay? Kaya sila nakagawa ng krimen. There is something wrong with their spiritual beliefs. Kasi kung naniniwala ka doon sa iyong yung sinasamba mo na Diyos, di ba? Hindi ka dapat gagawa ng krimen, di ba? So, kung matino ang pag-iisip mo, hindi ka gagawa ng krimen. So, ang ginagamot dito, no, ang treatment na tinatawag dito, okay, ay ito, binabalik ang normalcy ng behavior, spiritual and psychological aspect, no? Yan. And when we speak of modalities naman, it pertains to the models, yung manner, okay, kung paano ginagawa itong mga treatment na ito, or other word naman is mga program. Okay? Ano ba yung mga programs para maibalik into normalcy yung nasirang behavior, spiritual belief, and psychological aspects. Okay? So, yan yung therapeutic modalities. Okay? So, clear, are we clear with that, guys? Okay. Now, ano ang aside from ang purpose, di ba, reformation and rehabilitation, di ba? Reformation and rehabilitation. Okay? In preparation to, in preparation, okay, for what? For reintegration, okay, to the community. Ang purpose kung bakit isinasaayos, no, nire-reform and rehabilitate ang isang person deprived of liberty o yung mga clients nila, okay, is for their preparation, okay, for what? Reintegration. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng reintegration? Ito yung iahalo uli sila sa community. They will be brought again, no, with the community. Okay? So, yan yung pillars natin. Community pillars. Okay? So, yan po yung 5 pillars of criminal justice system. Okay? So, dito tayo magpo-focus, guys, sa therapeutic modalities. Okay? So, let's proceed with part 1. Okay. So, we have the so-called laws on human rights. Okay? Literally speaking, no, in simple definition, human rights are the rights of a human being. Okay? Inherent rights. Ibig sabihin ng inherent rights, okay, kumbaga ipinanganak pa lang yung isang individual, meron na agad siyang human rights, di ba? Inherent yan. Hindi pwedeng tanggalin sa isang tao. Okay? So, in its definition, human rights are the basic rights, no? Ayan, no? Inherent to an individual. So, when we speak of inherent, no, guys, pag sinabi natin inherent, ito yung mga inherent, or rather, ito yung mga karapatan na pagkapanganak pa lang ng isang tao, nandun na. Okay? Inherent, di ba? It cannot be, it is inviolable. Ibig sabihin ng inviolable, cannot be violated. Okay? Cannot take away from him. Okay? So, these rights include the right to life and liberty, personal security, freedom from torture, freedom from discrimination, and freedom from arbitrary arrest, among others. Okay? And sa Pilipinas, sa bansa natin, makikita natin yung listahan ng mga karapatan. Okay? Mapa ikaw ay ordinary citizen or ikaw ay accused of criminal charges, okay, akusado ka sa korte, 'di ba? Normal na citizen or accused, okay, meron kang enumeration of rights under the highest law of the land. Okay, ano yung highest law of the land? It is the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Highest law of the land. Okay? Particularly, Article 3, Bill of Rights. Okay? So, let's discuss Article 3, Bill of Rights. Number 1, okay? So, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protections of the law. Okay? So, di ba, binanggit ko na rin sa inyo to dati, no? Last semester, okay? Na ang due process na tinutukoy dito, no? Ang due process na tinutukoy dito includes what? Two aspect, di ba? Ano ba yung two aspect niyan? Substantive due process and procedural due process. Okay? Ano ba ibig sabihin uli ng substantive due process? Kailangan, no, meron mo ng intrinsic validity of the law. Dapat yung isang tao, bago mo tanggalan ng karapatan sa life, liberty, and property, okay, kailangan may batas muna na violate. There must be violated law. Okay? And if there is a violated law, then the next thing to do is observing the procedural due process. Pag sinabi po natin na procedural due process, di ba dalawa lang yan? Na anong pinatandaan ko sa inyo dati? Yan sa procedural due process, notice and hearing. Okay? So, kailangan i-notify mo in every stage of the proceedings. Okay? Yung ating akusado, as well as yung ating complainant. Okay? So, notice. Hearing naman, binigyan mo ng opportunity, okay, yung isang individual or yung isang person deprived of liberty, no, to be heard, di ba? The right to be heard. No, yan yung ibig sabihin niyan. Okay? So, kaya kapag ikaw ay person deprived of liberty, nasa loob ka na, okay, kailangan pa ding i-inform ka, okay, kung ano na yung nangyayari doon sa kaso mo. Ano yung status ng kaso. Okay? Kasi kasama yan sa procedural due process. Diba? Ano na ba yung status ng kaso? Ano na ba yung status ng application for probation? Diba? Ano na yung status ng application for parole, diba? Probation, etc. etc. Okay? So, procedural due process ang tawag doon, no? Okay. Next, rights against unreasonable searches and seizure. Okay? So, as a general rule, hindi po pwedeng ikaw ay kapan ng kahit na sino. Okay? Kahit na law enforcers yan, hindi ka pwedeng kapan, no? At i-search, diba? Pahintuin, kapan, and kuhanin yung mga bagay na na-search sa'yo without lawful order. Okay? So, dapat with lawful order. Okay? Yan. Rights against unreasonable searches and seizure. Nag-search and seize ka without warrant. Okay? So, yung tinutukoy dito is without search warrant. Okay? So, pwede ka namang i-search and i-seize ng mga personal belongings mo. Okay? Or yung mga bagay na nandoon sa search warrant if meron kang valid search warrant. Dapat meron kang search warrant. Okay? Ayan. Number 3 writes the right to privacy of communication and correspondence. So guys, pag sinabi natin correspondence, it pertains to any written communication. Okay? Written communication. Bawal pong panghimasukan, okay, ng kahit na sino, okay, yung privacy of communication mo and correspondence. Okay? Yan. It is guys, it is in violation of aside from Article 3, okay, Section 3, Bill of Rights, it is also a violation of what? Republic Act 10173. Okay, RA 10173 o yung Data Privacy Act. Okay? Data Privacy Act. Kahit nga mismo yung asawa mo asawa, girlfriend, magulang, hindi po pwedeng pakailaman yung cellphone, tablets, or any other means of communication, private communication. Okay? Bawal po yan. No? Na panghimasukan. Okay? Kasi hindi lang yung violation ng Article 3, okay, Section 3, Bill of Rights, it is also a violation of RA 10173 o yung Data Privacy Act. Okay? Ayan. Ano ba yung data rito na yung privacy of yung communication na tinutukoy dito? Okay. So, pwede dito yung tinatawag nating personal information and sensitive personal information. 'Di ba? Ano ba yung personal information? Yan yung pangalan mo, address mo, 'di ba? Sensitive personal information naman, ito naman yung yung age, yung religion, 'di ba? Ethnic group, okay? Yung mga other particulars ng isang tao. Okay? So, sa data privacy, okay, ang tinutukoy dito is personal information. Okay? Personal information or yung mga sensitive personal information. Okay? Violation yan ng RA 10173. Okay? Another, okay, privacy of communication. Okay? Dito naman, papasok din dito yung yung RA 10175. Okay? Ano ba yan? Yung Cybercrime Prevention Act. Okay? Cybercrime Prevention Act. Okay? Kung saan, okay, bina-violate dito yung yung communication and correspondence using computer or computer system. Okay? Hindi pwedeng panghimasukan ng iba yung computer or yung computer network. Okay? Kasi that is violation of Cybercrime Prevention Act. Except kung meron kang mga cybercrime warrants. Okay? Yan, cybercrime warrants. I-discuss ngayon sa sa Cybercrime Prevention and Environmental Laws. Okay? Yan, right to privacy. Then we also have the right to freedom of speech or expression. So kahit na nasa loob ka na ng kulungan, you still can exercise your freedom of speech, okay, or freedom of expression. Okay, next, the right to establish a religion. Okay, so ito, alam naman natin ito, na no one can force a person, to change his religion. Di ba? Hindi ka pwedeng persahin na, oy, ikaw, Katoliko, dito ka, pag nandito ka sa selda namin, kailangan lilipat ka ng relihiyon. Okay, bawal yun. Okay, that is the right to establish a religion. of choice ng mga individual. Okay? Next, the right to liberty of abode and of changing the same within the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired except upon lawful order of the court. Okay. Hindi ka pwedeng pwersahin na palipatin, di ba? Palipatin ng, kunwari may-ari ng bahay. Hindi niya pwedeng ilagay yung batas sa sarili niyang mga kamay. Okay? So, dito, papasok dito yung yung mga, mga unlawful detainer, no? Unlawful detainer. Ito, diniscuss ko ata sa inyo to last semester, di ba? Unlawful detainer, at saka yung mga forcible entry. Okay? Ayan. Unlawful detainer at saka yung mga forcible entry. Unlawful detainer, ito yung nangungupahan tapos hindi na nagbabayad ng upa, di ba? Ng renta. Hindi pwedeng paalisin agad-agad ng may-ari yun without court order. Okay? Hindi pwedeng paalisin yan. Or forcible entry, ibig sabihin, hindi sa kanya yung lupa, hindi sa kanya yung lupain, pero nagtayo siya ng bahay dyan. Okay? So, pagdating ng may-ari, gusto niyang paalisin yung mga naglagay ng mga bahay o mga kubol-kubol doon. Hindi sila pwedeng paalisin doon without lawful court order. Okay? Next, the right of the people to information on matters of public concern shall be recognized. Okay? So, karapatan ng tao na inform sila, okay, ng mga public matters. Di ba? Kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa labas, etc. Okay? So, it cannot be, taken away from from an individual. Okay? Number 7. Next, the right of the people, including those employed in the public and private sectors, to form unions. Okay? To form unions, associations, or societies for purposes not contrary to law shall not be abridged. Okay? Yung mga nagtatrabaho sa kumpanya, okay, or any company, no, except sa mga government, except sa mga government agencies. Pag empleyado ka ng gobyerno, hindi ka pwedeng bumuo ng union. What is okay, what is being prohibited dito is yung strikes. Okay, strikes and lockouts. Okay. So, pag sinabi nating strikes, guys, it is the temporary stoppage of work. Okay? Temporary stoppage of work. Okay? Yung lockouts naman, guys, no? Temporary stoppage of work. Sino ang nagkukos ng strikes? Okay? Of employees. Yung mga empleyado. Ang lockouts naman, okay, temporary stoppage of work, okay, of the what? Of the managers. Mga managers naman ang nagpipigil ng trabaho. Okay, stoppage of work. Okay? So, union, ito yung grupo ng mga manggagawa. Okay, group of employees. Okay, group of employees. Okay, sa Labor Code of the Philippines, okay, karapatan ng mga manggagawa na bumuo ng union. Okay? Pero doon sa loob ng kulungan, hindi union ang binubuo doon di ba? Yung mga grupo-grupo doon, di ba? Yung mga Bahala na Gang, Sputnik, Tiger Commando, no? Yan yung mga mga group of employees na. Okay. or rather group of person deprived of liberties. Okay. 9. Private property shall not be taken for public use without compensation. Okay? So, ito yung, ang tinutukoy dito, guys, is yung power of eminent domain. Okay? The power of eminent domain. Okay? Ano ba yung eminent domain, guys? Power of eminent domain. It is what? It is the taking of private properties, okay, or public purpose, okay, upon what? Payment, okay, upon payment of just compensation. Ano ibig sabihin? May private properties dyan. Yung lugar na pinagtatayuan niyan, gobyerno may-ari. Okay? Gobyerno ang may-ari niyan. So, lalabasan kayo ng court order, okay? Lalabasan kayo ng, or rather, lalabasan kayo ng order, okay, kung saan tatanggalin kayo dun sa pwesto na yan, no? Yung private space nyo. Tatanggalin kayo dyan, pero, yung gagawin dyan is gagamitin for public use. Okay? And, pag tinanggal yan, inilipat kayo sa iba, okay, dapat meron kayong compensations or dapat babayaran kayo ng gobyerno. Okay? Di ba? Kami kasi, dati kami nakatira sa gilid ng release ng tren. Gagamitin yung space na yan. Di ba? Yung railroad, okay, tinanggal yan. Tinanggal na yung mga bahay dyan. Okay? Pero, binayaran pa rin kami. Okay? Binayaran pa rin kami ng gobyerno. Yan yung ibig sabihin yan. Private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. Okay? Next, no law impairing the obligations of contract shall be passed. Okay? Pag merong kontrata, no? Lalo na ngayon yung mainit na kontrata ngayon ng gobyerno at saka ng DPWH, di ba? DPWH and the private contractors. Okay, so ngayon for example may kontrata. Okay? Hindi pwedeng magpasa ng batas kung saan magkakaroon ng jeopardy doon sa kontrata. Okay? So, yan yung ibig sabihin niyan. Next, free access to courts and quasi-judicial bodies and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied to any persons by reason of poverty. Okay? So, kung mahirap yung isang tao, okay, hindi mo pwedeng i-discriminate yan. Okay? Na makakuha ka ng mga record sa korte, diba? Or any quasi-judicial bodies, and they must be, okay, provided by with legal assistance. Diba? Kaya nga andyan yung ating mga public attorney's office. Diba? Yung PAW lawyer natin. Okay, andyan to give what? Free legal services. Okay? At yung mga person deprived of liberty natin, meron silang karapatan, syempre. Okay? Karapatan nila yan to be presented by their lawyers. Okay? Okay. So, next, we have a right to be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. Okay. So, kung ikaw ay nakagawa ng krimen, di ba, you must be presented by a lawyer. Okay? Pwedeng lawyer of your own choice, no? Diyan papasok yung counsel de parte, yung private lawyer. Diba, kung may pambayad ka, pwede kang kumuha ng private lawyer. Di ba? Free access to the courts. or rather, to be informed of the right to remain silent. Okay? So, meron kang karapatang kumuha ng sarili mong abogado, di ba? So, yung, yung private lawyer. Okay. O yung counsel de parte. Okay. Or kung wala ka namang, pera, di ba? Tulad nga ng sinabi sa section 11, free legal assistance. Okay? Bibigyan ka naman ng public lawyer. Public attorneys. Okay. Public attorneys office lawyer. PAW lawyer, kung tawagin. Okay? Or counsel de officio. Okay? And then, dito guys ayan, right to be informed of his right to remain silent. Kailangan inform mo siya ng kanilang karapatan. Okay? It is provided naman under di ba? It is provided under RA 7438 di ba? Okay. Rights of a person arrested, detained, and under custodial investigation. Okay? Next, the right to bail. Right to bail. Kita nyo guys, kita nyo tingnan nyo mabuti. The right to bail. Karapatan na makapagpiyansa. Okay? Hindi naman sinabi dyan privilege. Okay? So, karapatang makapagpiyansa. Kaya kung tatanungin kayo guys, okay? Is there a non-bailable offense? Diba? Is there a non-bailable offense? Mayroon bang mga offense? Mayroon bang mga offense na hindi ka pwedeng magpiyansa? Ano sagot? Wala. There is no non-bailable offenses kasi all offenses are bailable. Di ba nga sabi ni Constitution, the right to bail, karapatang makapagpiyansa. Kahit yan ay ang penalty is death, di ba? Or life imprisonment, or reclusion perpetua, or reclusion temporal. Kahit na yan yung mga offense, ay yung mga penalties sa mga offense na ginawa, still they have the right to bail. Okay? Ano mga tatandaan natin dito? Lalo na yung mga nakakulong. Diba? Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, uy, tangina ka, hindi ka pwedeng magpiyansa. Kasi, life imprisonment ang penalty mo. Reclusion perpetua yan, hindi ka pwedeng magpiyansa. Reclusion temporal. Okay? Tandaan nyo to guys Tandaan nyo to. Okay? There is, or rather, all, okay, bigyan natin ng emphasis. All offenses are bailable. Okay? All offenses are bailable. Okay? Anong legal basis natin? Ito, section 13 ng article 3. All there must be a right to bail. Karapatan yan Okay? Pero syempre, tignan muna natin to. Okay? Ito yung justifications. All offenses are bailable. Okay? Bailable ang lahat ng offenses. Ulitin ko ulit All offenses are bailable. Okay? Ano mga mechanics or rather mga procedure bakit natin nasabi na all offenses are bailable? Kasi yung mga lawyer mo, private lawyer, public attorney's office lawyer, okay? Pupunta sila sa korte, di ba? During the hearing, magpa-file sila ng petition for bail. Okay? Petition for bail. Okay? Ang petition for bail, ito yung parang nakikiusap ka na, judge, baka naman pwede mong pagpiyansahin itong kliyente namin. Okay? Petition for bail muna. Okay? Pag na-file mo na yung petition for bail, magsiset si judge ng bail hearing. Okay? Bail hearing. Hihiringan yan, parang trial proper na yan. Di ba? Parang trial yan, tatanungin na si witnesses, di ba? Direct examination, cross-exam, redirect, and recross. Di ba? So, ngayon, if the judge finds that the evidence of guilt is strong, okay, petition for bail. If the judge finds, found out that, ito, emphasis natin okay, evidence of guilt is strong. Evidence of guilt is strong. Ibig sabihin, ano siya? Siya talaga gumawa ng krimen. Napatunayan yung proof beyond reasonable doubt na siya ang gumawa ng krimen. Okay? If the evidence of guilt is strong, okay, he will be denied of bail. Ano? Okay. He will be denied of bail. Maliwanag? Pag napatunayan na ang evidence of guilt is strong, denied ang bail. Hindi ka pwede magpiyansa. Okay, but the other way around, if the judge found out that the evidence of guilt is not strong, okay, hindi naman strong, hindi naman malakas ang ebidensya laban sa kanya, then he will be approved to post bail. Okay? He will be approved to post bail. Yan po ang ang justifications. Okay? So all offenses are bailable. Pero magsasampa ka muna ng petition for bail hearing. If the judge found out that the evidence of guilt is strong, malakas ang ebidensya, then papayagan siya mag-bail. But if the evidence of guilt is not strong, then he will be approved. No, he may be permitted not to post bail. Okay? Right to be presumed innocent. Karapatan ng isang tao na or rather karapatan niya na i-presume na siya ay inosente. So, kahit kitang-kita mo na guys, yung ginawa niyang krimen, kahit caught in the act na, okay, in the eyes of the law, he is presumed innocent. Di ba? Unless, what? Unless proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Okay? Then the privilege of writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended except in the cases of invasion or rebellion when the public safety requires it. So when we speak of writ of habeas corpus, okay, it means produce the body. Diba? Produce the body. Okay, pag i-explainin yung arresting officers, bakit hinuli yung tao. Magpo-provide sila ng legal basis. Ano ba? Bakit ba ba't nyo ba hinuli yan? Is there a lawful grounds for detention? Etc. Etc. Okay? The number 16, right to speedy trial. Okay? Karapatan na magkaroon ng speedy disposition of cases. Okay? Kaya kapag yung mga witnesses hindi uma-attend sa court hearing, nadidelay yung trial. Okay? So, pwede silang babaan ng bench warrant ng korte. Okay? Pwede silang babaan ng bench warrant. Okay? To those witness, okay, bench warrant to those witness who is not attending hearing, okay, causes delay, okay, delay of the right to speedy trial. Okay? Yan po yan, right to speedy trial. Right against self-incrimination. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng right against self-incrimination na ito? So, tatandaan nyo lang to, no person, okay, no person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Okay? No person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Okay. So, wala daw tao ang pwedeng pilitin na mag-testify laban sa kanya. Okay? Hindi siya pwedeng hindi siya pwedeng tanungin, di ba? Na makakapag dawit sa kanya doon sa krimen or makakasira no doon sa kanya. Okay? It will implicate him to the crime charge. No person shall be compelled to be a witness. Okay? Applicable lang ito, guys, no? Applicable to mental acts. Kasi dalawang acts yan, di ba? Mental and physical acts. Okay, ang physical acts, no, ito yung hindi mo na ginagamitan ng pag-iisip. Ang mental acts naman, ito naman yung ginagamitan mo ng mga ng logic and reasoning. Kailangan mo mag-isip diyan. Okay? So, applicable yan sa mental acts. For example, tinanong ka kung anong participation mo sa crime. Okay? Pwede mong erase itong right against self-incrimination. Pwede mong hindi sagutin. Okay? So, yan yung right against self-incrimination. No? Applicable to mental acts only. Okay, next. No person shall be detained solely by reason of his political beliefs and aspirations. No? Hindi ka pwedeng ikulong dahil lamang sa paniniwalang political or ikaw ay kapartido ni ni Benny Abante, etc. Okay, oy, taga lang, loyal to kay Bongo, di ba? Loyal to kay Duterte. Teka, ikulong natin to. Okay? Right against excessive fines or cruel or degrading or inhuman punishment. Di ba? Kita nyo to, dati puro excessive di ba? Harsh penalty. Pero ito, binigyan na ng karapatan against excessive fines or cruel or degrading or inhuman punishment. Okay? No person shall be imprisoned for a debt, okay, or non-payment of a poll tax. Okay? So kung may kung may utang ka, 'di ba? Hindi ka pwedeng makulong. 'Di ba walang nakukulong sa utang? Okay? Anong legal basis? Ito section 20 ng article 3 Bill of Rights. No? Okay. Right against double jeopardy. Ano ba yung right against double jeopardy, guys? Okay. Ang rights against double jeopardy, hindi ka pwedeng sampahan ng same criminal offense, okay, upon judgment of acquittal, okay, of the others. Okay, for example, sinampahan ka ng estafa, okay, estafa, sinampahan ka ng kasong estafa and you are being acquitted, okay, acquitted ka, sinampahan ka na uli ng another case na estafa. Another estafa case is being filed against you. No? Yan yung double jeopardy. Hindi pwedeng sampahan ng kaso. Okay? Hindi to yung parang yung consultation sa medical condition ng isang tao. Magpapa-second opinion ka. Hindi po pwede yun, no? Estafa, acquitted ka during the first case, hindi ka pwedeng sampahan uli ng same case, no? Same case as the former. Okay? At same individual lang din. Okay? That is right against double jeopardy. And lastly, rights against ex post facto law. Okay. So, ito pong right against ex post facto law. Isa po ito sa what? Sa yung ex post facto law and bill of attainder. These are the limitations of Congress. Okay? Or ito naman yung tinatawag natin, other term is limitations on the lawmaking. Okay. Limitations on the lawmaking. In lawmaking. Limitations in the lawmaking. Okay, pag gagawa ka ng batas, okay, siguraduhin mo na hindi yan ex post facto law. Okay, ano ba ang ex post facto law? Di ba? Okay. Ito yung making punishable. Making punishable an act which is not yet punishable. Not yet punishable when committed. Hindi pa punishable, tapos hindi pa punishable yung act, di ba? Nung time na yon na ginawa, okay, hindi mo pwedeng gawing punishable yan, okay, upon a subsequent law. Okay, ano ibig sabihin? Nullum crimen nulla pena sine lege, di ba? There is no crime when there is no law punishing it. No, katulad nung nangyari kay Onel de Guzman, yung nagpakalat ng I love you virus. Nung time na ginawa niya yon, hindi pa naman punishable, di ba? Hanggang sa pinakawalan siya. Okay? Ngayon nagpasa ng batas, okay, yung yung e-commerce law, yung intrusion of virus. Diba? Yun yung pinapunish doon, intrusion of virus. So, you cannot make an act done by Onel de Guzman punishable. Kung saan, nung time na yon wala pang batas na nagpaparusa. Ayan yung ex post facto law. And then, yung bill of attainder naman, okay, bill of attainder. Ito naman yung imposition of penalty or fines or imposition of penalty without trial. Diba? Sinampahan mo ng kaso or rather, nagpasa ka ng batas. Okay? Nagpasa ka ng batas doon. Tapos, upon commission, di ba nakalagay doon sa batas, upon commission, he must be sentenced to 1 year in prison. Di ba? So, bill of attainder yun. Bawal po yun. Hindi ka pwedeng gumawa ng batas na, okay, nag-i-impose ng penalty kahit walang trial. Okay? That is bill of attainder. Okay? So, tapusin muna natin, guys, yung discussions natin dito sa sa Article 3 Bill of Rights. Okay? Next meeting, we will be discussing civil rights, example of civil rights, political rights, sample of political rights, social and cultural rights, sample of those, sample of collective rights, okay, and other category of human rights. Okay? Okay, guys, humayo kayo at magpakarami.